And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the biggest quality of life feature that the 3DS brought, in my opinion, was that fast forward.
Oh, I thought well, technically it wasn't the 3DS, technically FE12 did it first. I always thought the biggest quality of life feature was casual mode.
I mean, that one's good too.
Yeah, but I see what you mean, yeah, the speed up feature definitely helps, especially because I actually can't play, aside from Echoes, I can't play Fates and Awakening at normal speed. It's just so slow.
Yeah, you know, another really useful thing I noticed about those games, especially in harder modes, is the ability to see enemy movement.
Oh yeah, well again, that wasn't in some of the well again, I think the NES and yeah, I know it wasn't in like the NES Fire Emblem games, but yeah, and I know they took it off in Radiant Dawn, but yeah, obviously enemy forecast is always very, very useful because again, you want to know how far they're traveling or like how much range they got.
Yeah, no, and I didn't realize how useful that feature was until I started doing harder mode.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, I'm gonna need this.
Yeah, see, even with the Silver Axe, Gonzalez is gonna fucking kick your ass. I mean, granted, I have one hell of a blessed Gonzalez. But yeah, I'm just having these guys hang at the back so they can take out the stragglers while the rest of the group just go nuts. I haven't seen the Lena do, like, prop up once in this thing.
Yeah.
Apparently you've just cut out all her attacks, I guess.
Nah, it's just because again, Gwendolyn and stuff, they're just spearheading the front lines, so she doesn't get a chance. It's like, how I wanna fight too? Yeah, we're too busy killing these dragons.
Well, you're letting... Actually, I'm not going to say my piece. That'd get me killed. I was going to say, you're letting the better people get the kills.
And then it's like, yeah, it's like, and then Wendy just, it's like, and then no, everyone just looks at Wendy, it's like, really? The only reason you're good is because Blazing Knight's using you, you know that. For anyone else, you'd suck ass.
Yeah.
actually, hey, great trick. Do you have any things like that where like whenever you use them, they seem to perform really well, but whenever everyone else just says when they use them they suck?
Rolf.
Oh, wait, Path of Radiance, I take it.
Yes.
Okay.
And Leonardo.
Oh, Leonardo's funny. Alright, Rolf, I've heard a few people, but generally, yeah, Rolf sucks. But I know a few people that have got use out of him. Leonardo's funny. Leonardo is the biggest sleeper unit in Radiant Dawn.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why? Because his personal weapon is so good.
It really is. Like, he comes with horrible bases, but it's like, hey, I know people, I'm gonna get a lot, like, every time I bring it up in discussions, people always say, growth bases over growth.
Yeah, that's very, very true. But well, Radiant Dawn is kind of a game that it kind of, I wouldn't say it favors growths, but because it's so cap focused, growths do count.
Yeah.
But not only that,
yeah. Attack.
Oh yeah, like I said, Lena's like, fire fucking Lee. Again, 55 damage because get fucked. But yeah, the reason Leonardo's such a sleeper is because not only are there Pegasus enemies in and bird enemies in that part, but not only does it have good base damage, he gets +5 speed. And in Radiant Dawn, that's a godsend.
Oh, it truly is.
Yeah.
Like, even if your, like, Leonardo is speed screwed, like mine always ends up being somehow, that +5 speed just prevents him from getting doubled at the very least.
Not only that, but in part 3, what chapter was it? A Reason to Fight. You know the one with the Lagoons in the swamp? Oh, nice level up, Roy. You can find a brave bow, and that speaks for itself. Again, no one's gonna say no to a brave weapon. Fucking one-shot this dude. Hell yes, Ray. I have 68 HP.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Sorry.
I must say though, these tome animations are really, really good.
Yeah, again, they really go out of their way to make the tomes look like uber powerful, and I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Returning to like the previous topic of like characters, is that we use that. You know, everyone else says they are not that great, but
you have to be good
for
us.
Yeah. You know, even though I haven't used him a whole lot, for me, I think it might be Odin.
Okay. Well, Odin isn't bad per se, but he's one of the weaker conquest units, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, no. Well, first off, it's the fact that his personal skill early game is really useful, because like, you know, all you gotta do is rename one of a tome, and then he's got extra crit as well as I believe damage. I don't fully remember what his Personal skill does.
Yeah, but you know it's based on whether or not you rename something, which is good considering that forging in Fates is actually really, really useful because a lot of our stronger weapons are shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Like that personal skill I find to be like as renaming it and then getting like buff crit as well as I think damage or hit chance.
Either way, he gets a buff.
Yeah, it's really good. And also, like, I believe I've mentioned this to you, Blaze, but when me and my friend were doing like a challenge and I was told to use Odin and make him a Dark Knight, my Odin got like blessed with his stats. Like, I believe no stat was under 20.
Nice. Again, that's really, really good. Because again, Dark Knight is actually a good class for Odin. I know actually a lot of people like to run Swordmaster Odin because he actually can do really well in that, and I'm running it too in my current Fates run. But yeah, Dark Knight Odin works pretty damn well. Because, well, Dark Knight is better than is overall the better class than Sorcerer. I like Sorcerer just fine, but Dark Knight is better in the case of Fates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with Fates, a lot of the characters just don't fit into their own classes that they start off with.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, because some of them, because of their builds, it is a bit odd, like, you know, some of the classes they're assigned. Not all of them, but some of them, because obviously, you know, like, again, a lot of people say Xander's more Great Knight than he is Paladin.
Yeah, but, like, my biggest pet peeve is, like, with the character Azama.
Yeah, where he's such a bulk unit, but he's a healer.
Yes.
Even like Hayato, he's actually really good if you run a mixed build, so like Oni Chieftain or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, that's why we experiment.
Yep.
I mean, Epi's also weird. She's a knight with a 50% speed growth. Granted, if you run Great Knight, it's absolutely fine, but still.
Yep. Of course, there are some that like fit their class pretty well. Like Benny fits his.
Oh yeah,
class pretty well.
Benny is a knight through and through. And same way Nyx is a dark mage through and through.
Yeah, and Charlotte is a
fighter.
Is a max wielder through and through.
Yeah. Oh god, that fucking HP. Too bad the defenses are terrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you got like a res and defense buff Charlotte? Like, holy crap, she'd literally be unstoppable. You'd literally bounce off her tits. Like you go to punch her, just boing. How did I do that?
Oh, good lord.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think we just lost Grey Trek for a moment.
Oh, good lord. So yeah, no, like, about that I would like to see in a Fire Emblem game. I'm sure it's done at some point, but I don't remember it being done. Is like a skill-based fighter, where basically a fighter with higher skill than and like strength and all, like.
Oh, there are a few. It's mostly archers actually. But wait, when you mean skill-based fighter, do you mean skill-based as in the fighter class?
Our class, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Because it's rare. It's rare for a fighter to have good skill.
I mean, that's you're looking for the neutral games in that regard. Because Javier, I think, has decent skill, and then you have Ocean and Halvin who have great skill.
Yeah. Well, three houses again. It's weird because anyone can become a fighter, but the ones who are most likely to be fighters, I think Hilda's got decent skill.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. Luna's gonna one-shot this motherfucker. She's gonna crit? I wonder. Nah, no crit, just one-shot.
Yeah.
Hashtag get fucked.
Warplace is a really cool animation, though.
Yeah, like you did mention, the tome animations are just, they're very, very nice.
I mean, is there... I'm just gonna ask this. Is there a single bad animation and weapon or anything in the GBA games?
Yeah, rogue critical hits. It's lame. All they do is spin their dagger around and swipe you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. At least assassins have the ability to do the silencer thing, which is badass.
Yeah, Assassin's one's really, really, really cool. I mean, granted, rogues are more of a utility class than a combat class, but it's still pretty dull.
Yeah, and then there's also the thief one where they're weird one where they spin around in front of you and then stab you with a little dagger.
I quite like the thief ones just because again it looks like they literally slice you in the face, and I'm just like, ow.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know, but it's kind of like the fighter one where it's just like looks really weird because it just like hover in place for a few seconds.
Yeah, the fight was like, it's like, oh shit, I think I'm stuck. And it's like, no, could you imagine if they were actually stuck in place? It's just like they're actually pressing down on the person's head, like, ow, get this out my face.
And oh, you missed.
Yeah, I did, but I got a critical.
I mean,
Yeah, that's good.
That's more to your blessing there, because wait, dragons don't have 2 range, right?
No, they don't.
If that dragon was to be hit, or if that dragon was to die, then the other dragon would have gone in and killed Gonzalez.
Yeah, so yeah, it's blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And Ray's like, fuck, I don't need Apocalypse for this. Flux, go. Because yeah, once again, dragons don't have a good res stat, so make use of that. A good magic user here can do wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Yarn's in the next chamber, and he's just a slightly stronger dragon. I do think, because I remember someone brought this up, I do really wish here is where they start introducing second-tier dragons, which did have 1-2 range and were overall stronger. Because again, even though they definitely have high stats, they're still 1-2 range enemies that can, and they function the exact same. And even Yarn's the same, he's just a bit stronger.
Yeah, I do like how Fates introduced like second-tier transforming units.
Yeah, like the wolf skins and stuff like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And actually did change color. That was really, really cool.
Yeah. You know, one thing I do hope they like try in later games. Like I believe I've shown this to you as this before, but like I do hope they bring in like a transforming unit that like when they're in certain terrain, their transformation empowers and they can like transform into like a dinosaur or some.
Oh, so like a cast form where they transform, but it depends on their topography.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting, especially because it could make them situational, but it could make it so that maybe on certain maps they can really excel depending on your also other team comp too.
Yeah, no, like one of the things I came up with was like where like their base transformation is like like a humanoid, kind of like a killer crocodile.
Yeah.
Where they just like become a big bulky crocodile. But when in water, they transform into a chronosaur, or it's basically an old water dinosaur.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. And maybe in like a forest, they could become something more like a gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like in the sand, or like maybe in the sand, they could be like a scorpion. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you change depending on the topography. Because again, Fire Emblem does have varying types of topography. That could also make it interesting because like, how do they think? Because maybe because each transformation would have its strengths and weaknesses, and like, how does that combine with like, also the enemies too? Because again, if like, say for example, you have, like you said, the crocodile enemy in the water in like a water-based map, but they're weak to lightning magic, and like, well, what if there's a shit ton of dark flyers?
Actually, yeah, now that you mentioned that would have been very cool in something like, the GBA games. I'm blanking on the names right now. Binding Blade and... not Binding Blade. Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn.
Yeah. Well, yes, very, very true. But again, there's only so much they could do. But hey, ideas for future games, especially because Free Houses did have all those monsters with certain weaknesses, and there were so many of them as well. You had the sandworms, you had the dinosaur type things, you had you had the type like the kind of like war dragons, you had the statues, you had the Gundams, that's what I call them. You had the again, you had the wolves, you had the birds, you had loads.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would like to have like that environment based transformation type deal, because that actually is something I was thinking about for like a game that I thought up in my head a long time ago. Was like, well, not only just transformations, but like mages being affected by their environment.
Yeah, like maybe the magic they draw upon. Yeah, like because if you're in a volcano, like fire magic gets buffed, or it's like unlimited use. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Because remember, they are calling upon the natural elements of the earth. So again, if you're in a certain situation, you get buffed. It's like Pokemon logic. If you use Rain Dance, water attacks get buffed, and Thunder becomes 100% accurate.
Yeah, that is really cool. Well, actually, that's kind of similar to like a class concept I had. I call it the Witch Doctor, where basically their thing is that with whatever tome they use, they also gain a special ability that they can expend tome usage in order to do. Like, say for example, you're using a fire tome, then you get access to like a little fire orb fireball, or you're using Nosferatu, then you get a little area of effect healing.
So kind of like combat art, but like it's for each tome specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool,
And, like,
because
it's
combat
like-
was just a really awesome idea, and I love them.
yeah.
Fucking Swift Strike!
Combat arts. One of my favorite mechanics, like, in the most recent games.
I think they're really good too, because it gives not only that encourage people to use weapons and also maintain them, but it gives other units just a lot more options when engaging certain enemies, because it's like, oh god, I don't have the best strength stat but against this army unit, but don't worry, I have Helm Splitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just adds more to the fights as well. Instead of just, doing this usual stuff, using the combat arts can make one hell of a difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all just spam Swift Strike and Hunter's Volley when we get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I spam Hunter's Volley at the very least when I use Shamir, because...
Well, yeah, because fucking hell, Hunter's Volley is amazing. And again, Jan has, Jan, he's got 80 HP. 80 HP, so it's not like I said ADHD. No, he's got 80 HP, which is a lot, but you can deal with that.
Yeah, ADHD, that's a very different thing. Kid plays nice.
Yeah, very, very different. And here's Roy. Roy has exactly half the HP, and he got a critical. Nice one. Yeah, if the Binding Blade sets on fire, that means it's going to do a crit.
Yep.
Fucking humans. I better get a level up from this. And it better be a good one, damn it. I can't remember, though.
Let's see.
Wait, 20 speed. Hey, Roy got something in his 20s. So yeah, we've got to cap that, and we're done.
Okay.
Okay, so all that's left is the Demon Dragon. Oh yeah, by the way, Faye is mandatory. But again, if you've been training her up, she actually can be quite strong here because she is super effective against the dragons, but they also do a lot of damage to her. So if you've never been using her, just keep her as safe as possible for the love of God. Because she's got like 15 HP. She's going to get one shot.
They really should have gone off of the inspired, because this game's already a lot inspired by Fire Emblem 3. They should have also done the Dragonstone thing, where instead of it being used as a weapon, you select it in the menu, and then for a few turns, Faye gets transformed into a Divine Dragon, and she gets double her HP and some stat buffs.
Yeah.
That's something else they should really change in a remake.
Yeah, well, I also would have liked it if maybe they tried to, the game itself kind of made more of an effort to encourage you to use Faye. Because again, she's mandatory in this bit, and most players are like, wait, I didn't even remember she was even in the pie. But anyway, so that's the end of that chapter, ladies and gentlemen, and we're almost at the end game of Binding Blade. Oh, it's been a long time coming. Thank you very much to Grey Trek and the Shadowy Alpha for joining me.
Glad
I'm
to
happy
be
to be
here.
here.
Okay, so next time we're finishing up, we're taking down Idunn. We're gonna say good riddance to this game, and I'm gonna breathe a massive sigh of relief. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful day.